Good morning, class, and welcome to math. Today is Thursday, May 7th. Let's begin with the blue square. So we're continuing on with our customary standard conversion that we started this week. So we're taking it slow. I'm not giving you too much work. If you want extra practice with this, keep in mind there's lots of practice for you on iExcel. And feel free to start moving on into 6th grade if you feel like you really have a handle on all of those 5th grade concepts. Do not go above 6th grade unless we've talked and you have my permission to do so. So our first question here says 56 grams equals ? Ounces. I am going to do 4 of these questions with you, and then you're going to do the other 4 independently, and then I will check back. So the first thing I'm going to do is write down my question. That's pretty easy, right? 56, yes, that's a 6, grams equals ? Ounces. Okay? So far, that's all I got. Remember, my expectation is that you're doing this in your Ultimate Math notebook or in a spare sheet of paper with me. So what I'm going to do now is ask myself, what do I know about grams and ounces? I'm going to sing my song. 28 grams in an ounce, 16 ounces in a pound. So I know there's 28 grams in 1 ounce. And I'm going to set up my proportion and make sure you're really practicing those proportions because, man, will they serve you so well in middle school and high school. I really wish that I had understood this better when I was entering middle school and high school, just because I did not fully understand when I was in 5th grade how much this all builds on each other. And this is definitely one of those key concepts. So make sure you asking questions at morning meeting if you are confused. So we have 28 grams in 1 ounce. I could switch them, but the main thing I need to do is keep grams with grams and ounces with ounces. So when I look up at my question, do I know grams or do I know ounces? I know grams. So I'm going to plug in 56 grams, and then I'm going to plug in my ? Ounces. Because I am keeping grams with grams and ounces with ounces, right? So now I need to ask myself, what do I need to multiply 28 times to get to 56? So let's try this. Let's do 28 times 2. And you can do this on your board with me. So we multiply the ones. 8 times 2 is 16. Write it down, carry it up. Then we move it on over. Then we multiply the tens. Add. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So my answer is 56, and that's the number I'm looking for. So to get from 28 to 56, I multiply by 2, right? And even though this isn't a fraction, it's a proportion, the same rules apply. Whatever I do to my numerator must also do to my denominator. So I'm going to go multiply times 2. So what's 1 ounce times 2? That's going to be 2 ounces. So my answer here, 56 grams is equal to how many ounces? 56 grams is equal to 2 ounces. Okay? Pretty simple, right? And if I double check with my answer key, that's, oh, what? It says 1.98. Okay. That's because I used an official calculator when I was calculating this. It is basically, it's a little bit off, but the answer 2 is beyond acceptable. So the next thing we're going to do, let's do 45 cups is equal to how many liters? So 45 cups, so I'm going across, is equal to ? Liters. First thing I do, I'm writing down my question on my board. Remember, teachers, we all respond better to the same thing. Try. Put some effort on the board, even if you don't understand what's going on fully. So let's see. Do I know anything about cups and liters? So I had to look this up online because it isn't common knowledge. We don't have a song about it. But 1 cup, I'm going to write this down. 1 liter is equal to approximately 4 1/4 cups. And don't worry, I like to have a couple easy measurements memorized in my head so that I can convert pretty quickly and easily. Whenever you're asked a conversion question in school, however, there will almost always be a conversion sheet until you get to like college. So don't panic too much if you don't have that memorized. I don't have it memorized, but 1 liter is equal to about 4 1/4 cups. So I'm going to set this up in my proportion. Now I'm looking. Do I know cups or liters? In this situation, I know cups. So I'm going to show you something really tricky now. Are you ready for this nonsense? So I have 45 cups because I'm keeping cups with cups, liters with liters. So now I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh gosh, I can't multiply 4 times something to get to 45, can I? Let's try it. Let's see if we can do something, and then I'll show you some algebra otherwise. So let's try 4 1/4 times 4, or times, let's try 10. So I'm going to separate this. 4 1/4. Let's change it to an improper fraction. So you multiply, then add. The denominator stays the same. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So we have 17/4 times 10. Remember, anything that I have a whole number that I want to turn into a fraction, I put over 1. So 17 times 10 is 170. 4 times 1 is 4. So 170 divided by 4. Now we have to do long division. This is all kind of that I'm doing on my board. So does the divisor fit in the dividends? 4 fits into 17. 4, 8, 12, 16. 4 times. 4 times 4 is 16. Minus equals 1. Bring down to the 10. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 4 times 2 is 8. So we're pretty close. It's pretty clear to me at this point that this is going to be a pain in the butt method. Much better way to do this is the following. It's to use some algebra. And algebra is really scary, but it's really awesome. And I know we've been watching some videos on algebra. So I know that I'm trying to do 4. I'm doing this backwards. I'm going to erase my question because I think we all have that down by now. 45 cups equals how many liters? So I now know I need to go 4 1/4 times something equals 45. Right? Now to do this, this is the scary part. I want to get my question mark by itself. So what I can do is I can divide by 4 1/4, because anything over itself is going to be 1. And then I'm going to divide 45 by 4 1/4. Now, if this is making absolutely no sense, don't worry about it. You can still do the plug and check method. I just want to show you that if I have this set up where I have something times an unknown number is equal to something else, all I can do is I can undo this by dividing by this number instead of trying to plug and check. So if I have 45 divided by 4 1/4, this is a great, the other reason I'm doing this is because this is a great example of when we would need to divide fractions. So 4 1/4 is, so I have 45, sorry. Remember, we have keep it, change it, flip it. Fractions can divide. So keep the 45, change the division to a multiplication, and flip it. So we have 4 1/4 that, again, we need to flip into a fraction, which I remember is 17/4. So 45 over 1 times 17 over 4. 45 times 17 is, what is 45 times 17, Siri?
The answer is 765.
So 765 fourths. So I can do this by numerator divided by denominator. So 765 divided by 4, which I paused to do, and it's actually 191 and a quarter. So this is a really complicated method. Basically, I just wanted to expose us to this. I'm not super concerned if we can't get it 1,000,000%. So just kind of keep that in your mind, get some exposure, but don't panic. So the answer to our question was 191.25. So the next one we have is 6 kilograms is equal to how many pounds? So I'm going to go 6 kilograms is equal to question mark pounds. Okay. So now I know that 2.2 kilograms is equal to 1 pound. Remember my pineapple. Pineapple is equal to a kilogram. Okay? Now, do I know kilograms or pounds? I know kilograms. So I'm going to write down my 6 kilograms because I'm trying to keep kilograms with kilograms, pounds with pounds. So now I need to figure out 2.2 times what equals 6 kilograms. Let's use our new algebra method just for kicks and giggles. So I have 2.2, whoops, sorry, I'm doing this backwards again. 2.2 times a number equals 6. Okay, so how do I undo this? I divide by this number. I do the opposite and divide by this number. So now I have 6 divided by 2.2, which I could round. Like in a real world situation, I would round 2.2 to just be 2, and so it'd be about 3. Okay, but I'm going to do this the official way with my calculator because it says I'm allowed. 6 divided by 2.2. Oh, I opened my calculator. 6 divided by 2.2 equals about 3, 2.72. So really a lot of measurement converting is getting an estimate. You are more than welcome to use a calculator. So it says the school mailbox, I'm going to do the first word problem with you now. The school mailbox accepts packages. You know what? Let's just do all of these questions together because they're pretty challenging and I want to make sure nobody's totally lost. So now we're going to do 9 gallons equals how many liters? And again, for a question like this, on a test, in real life, they will give you a conversion. For our purposes, there are 4 liters in 1 gallon, okay? So I'm going to show you. This is my conversion that I was given, 4 liters in 1 gallon. So now when I look up at my question, do I know gallons or do I know liters? This one's a little bit easier because we've been doing it this way the whole year. I know gallons for my question, so I'm going to plug in my gallons. So I have 9 gallons. Now I need to go, remember I'm keeping gallons with gallons, liters with liters. 1 times what equals 9? 1 times 9 equals 9. So whatever I do to my denominator, must also do to my numerator. So now easy peasy, I have 4 times 9. So let's count it out. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. So my answer here is about 36 liters. Erase, 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 erase. So now let's do the next one. 7,000 feet. 7,000 feet is equal to how many meters? Equals question mark meters. Okay. So now I need to know how many feet are in 1 meter, which again will be given to you in any situation ever. So 1 meter is approximately 3 feet. It's 3.2, but for our purposes, it's going to be 3. So I'm going to write 1m over 3 feet equals, now, in my question, I'm looking, do I know feet or do I know meters? I know feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep feet with feet and meters with meters. So I'm going to go 7,000 feet. Let's try our algebra method again. Because I need to go 3 times what equals 7,000. I'm going to write that out as a number sentence. 3 times question mark equals 7,000. So to undo this, I need to divide by 3, divide by 3. So basically, I'm just taking this over and flipping it. 7,000 divided by 3, which I can use my calculator, which is actually about 2,333. So that would be our answer in meters. I'm running out of time, so I'm just going to show you the rest of the answers. Again, do not panic if any of this is overwhelming. I just kind of want to expose you to a few things before you go to middle school. So again, do not panic, do not panic, do not panic, do not panic. Do the best that you can, follow along with the ones that I've shown you, and do the best with the remaining 3 that you have. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in a little bit for science.